Aloha and greetings once again, international friends, shifters, dreamers from all across the world. Woo! You made it, you're back. Maybe you're new. Awesome. Thank you for being here. My name is Brendan, and once again, you're watching a video for a weekly team tarot card draw that we do through the ParadigmShiftCentral.com project, a real-world interactive game to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. And so what we do within the standard routine of this is broadcasting live on Facebook, and this is being reposted to YouTube. And if you happen to be watching it on either, be sure to drop some likes. That's a great way to be able to just help the channel, help the community, help the project, and of course sharing this video and just being able to invite more people to connect not only to what we're doing through the tarot card draw, but also the bigger Paradigm Shift Central project, which people can be involved with in multiple levels. So, as people join the original broadcast that we're doing right now, I'll just explain the details. And again, I got my tarot deck here, and what we're going to be doing, we're going to be drawing a single card on through the tarot deck on behalf of the team with the basic intention of asking, show us what we need to see, to the universe, to the cosmos. And the way how tarot works is that through the language of symbols, through the power of divination, the ability for the right card to come through is very possible, and it is made possible through our shared intention. That's always an important thing. Whenever you're doing tarot, it becomes more useful the more clear you are with your intention in that sense. So our intention is quite clear in this case, and it is also quite simple. And again, the idea is not only are we drawing a card that will be of value for the week ahead for us as a team of shifters, but also there are going to be messages in here that are going to be able to speak to you personally, as a collective, individually, as terms of what maybe we're going through within the weather, within the emotional weather of the collective in this sense. So if you're tuned into this broadcast, as we just get started, please feel free to leave some comments down below. Use this as a chance for you guys to say good morning to each other. And again, if you're watching this later in the day or wherever you are, just hello, of course. Leave some comments down below as to where you happen to be tuning in from. And we'll get into more little stuff as we keep going, but let's get right into the tarot card draw. So the way we'll do this, I'll just charge the deck a little bit more, and then from there we'll get into reading from the book, and then from there we'll talk a little bit more about what it means, and then from there we'll do a closing meditation, and then we'll wrap it up and we'll get on our way. So again, this is a great way to be able to start the week, and there's a lot of stuff coming to us this week. And just in terms of a little bit of news as I shuffle the deck here, July 18th is World Free Hugs Day, which is a very exciting thing that you can take part in. It's also my birthday this Wednesday, so to be able to help contribute to this awesome event, you can go out there and do free hugs and look up World Free Hugs Day event on Facebook. You can also find the video that I got on YouTube. And yeah, we'll talk more about that later, but I'm looking forward to it. Let's get right into the tarot card draw. Thank you for being here. Let's, yeah, this is exciting times we are in. All right, so again, just pulling one card, keeping it very simple, but through the simplicity, it allows some very potent messages to be able to come through. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Please feel free to share this video and join me in this moment as we manifest our destiny. Go team. All right. Just breathing here, allowing the quantum realms to fold in on themselves as the right card comes to us in this moment, and we align with the reality in which it is chosen. So, oh, great universe, show us what we need to see. Alright, so today's card is the week, the card of the week. The card of this moment is very cool. Alright, the card of this moment is, can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's right there. Take a second. It is Ace of Flames. So, let's get right into this. Not a major arcana, and that's totally cool. And every card has its own purpose, has its own message. So again, even if it was a 3 of something or a this of that or whatever or something like that, there's always something there. It's just a matter of whether or not you are ready to receive it. So, are you ready to receive? Say yes. Okay, sweet. All right, Ace of Flames. And again, the tarot deck is the Ananda tarot deck. For those of you who are interested, we've been using this for a while. It's very useful. Ace of Flames, the image. From the center of a majestically glowing mandala, a stream of light comes to Earth and radiates out over the entire countryside. Meaning, the foundation for the creation of new life is brought forth from the elemental force of fire. The upward directed power of fire represents the principle of growth, which, in spite of all resistance, manifests as a will to live, as the will to live. I'm going to reread that part again because I'm going to talk about that again later. The upward directed power of fire represents the principle of growth, which, in spite of all resistance, manifests as the will to live. As a renewing and enlivening energy, the glowing power of this element finds its expression as the flaming brilliance of graceful beauty, which gives creatures their radiance. Based on energetic action, the fire element ignites the impulse to create, change, and renew, whereas in the previous element of air, the consuming and purifying characteristics are carried out. In its original form, fire brings the ability for spontaneous, goal-oriented action. In the determination to give expression to one's own identity, that being's innermost spark awakens to flames of creative power. I'm going to reread that again. In the determination to give expression to one's own identity, that being's innermost life spark awakens to flames of creative power. Living his inner strength with full intensity means recognizing his own identity as well as that of others and acting accordingly. In the consciousness of love, the inner divine spark becomes a mighty flame. Willpower, sincerity, and inner conviction now become an unstoppable power. Rereading the last sentence here. In the consciousness of love, the inner divine spark becomes a mighty flame. Willpower, sincerity, and inner conviction now become an unstoppable power. Ace of Flames as astrological significance. Sun, Mars, conjunction aspects. Key words: transformation, spontaneity, determination, motivation, collected energy, free will, potency, reformation, renewal, impulsiveness, intensity, divine spark, identity, pioneering spirit. Traditional meaning: fire, passion, drive, conception, energy, goal-oriented action, upwards directed strength, cleansing, vitality, sincerity, and willpower. So there we go. So there's the Ace of Flames. So what we're going to do, we're going to just spend the next few moments talking about this. And of course, what does this card mean to you? Leave some comments down below as we talk about this together as a team. So to me, the Ace of Flames, this is very relevant, especially even just what I was talking about, like the idea of like World Free Hugs Day coming up. And maybe you're watching this video in the future and it's still going to be relevant. But the flame is something so incredibly meaningful within this reality, and sometimes I think within like the fact that we've gotten used to it, we kind of overlook the majesty of what the flame actually is, of what it actually is representing. And the one thing that's really cool about the flame is that when you think of it, the flame is almost evidence of this idea of like radical somethingness, like just like desperately trying to become like a form of isness, like something that is like constantly like the flame never moves slow. It is always in a constant state of fluctuation. It is always almost in like this like quantum state where it is kind of like neither here nor there. It is always just like do 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 do. And when we look at the flame, we see kind of like this like behind the scenes energetic frequency that is actually the driving force behind everything. Sometimes things appear to be slow, but at the heart of things, there is like this constant sort of quantum explosion that is happening behind all creation. And so the flame is the remembrance of this. The flame is the idea that like what we see as the flame externally is also the idea of the flame that is internal. And so the big thing that I think I would like to be able to mention out of this is the importance of tending to our flame. And what does that really mean? It's the idea of kindling our fire, individually and as a community. And so this was something even on the weekend then when I was at a community gathering hosted by our friend Heather, and it was beautiful. And at the circle we were talking before we did an Om circle, and we were talking about this idea, and it's not just like a new idea, it's an old idea, that you can think of the flame in terms of like, and I'm going to tie this in with like, creative expression and just goal-oriented action as the card is about. You think of the flame as like the root chakra. Think of the flame as like that base energy. And then throughout our body, we kind of have other elements that work in correlation with the flame. So what would actually happen, as a very simple way of putting it, is that the base of who we are, the base of our root chakra, which again, it would be like the groin area. If you're talking about the chakras, you're talking about the root chakra working your way up to the crown. And then what happens there is that the root chakra, the flame, as it ignites, as it is kindled, as the spark continues to burn, the heat from that billows up through our body and it meets the heart. And what actually happens is that the flames from the heart, the heat from the flames actually drums the beat of the heart. And so this is actually kind of like, again, where the origins are this from, maybe it's just a cosmic origin, but this is kind of like something that can almost be taken back to like an Aboriginal cultural perspective, where the idea is that like inside of us there is this flame, and the heartbeat, the drum, the beat of the heart, is actually made possible because of the flame billowing. So if you're trying to like connect with your heart, you got to connect with your flame. You got to connect with your root. You got to find out, what's the best way for you to be able to kindle that. And there's a lot of different ways to kindle that. It's being able to do what you're passionate about. It's being able to connect with community. It's being able to have other people help collectively kindle your flame. And so I feel like within the picture of the Paradigm Shift Central project, that is essentially a core objective of what it is that we are working together, what it is that we are collectively focusing on doing together. We are here to kindle each other's flames. And I think this becomes incredibly imperative when we see the lack of community. When we see people who might be kind of like disconnected from community, it's easy for them to fall into places of apathy and lethargy and just like lack of inspiration. And so what happens is that when we are around community, we kindle each other's flames through simple things such as telling people that we appreciate them, such as giving people additional points of perspective, such as like feeding, again, just like gratitude towards these people. And, you look at someone and you just say like, hey, like that thing you did or that thing you do, like, I really think that's cool. I really think that's valuable. I really think that's amazing what you're doing. Please keep doing that because I find value in that. And just for another person to hear that, we might not think it's such a big deal. But for the other person to hear that, that's literally you, like, those actions, those words, that's like the oxygen that is going to kindle their flame. So it's like, and then they hear that and they're just like, oh my God, like, that's cool. Like, I'm finding purpose in what I'm doing. People are finding value in what I'm doing. People are finding a resonance in what I'm bringing forth. Therefore, it helps me step into my purpose, and it reminds me as to why I do what I do, because it's not just about what I get out of it, but it's about what other people get out of it. And so as we, fuel our own fire, it is helping us be able to continue to serve others, because it is about, asking what art we can bring into this world. It is asking what visions we can bring forth. And this is tying back into the other cards, the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune that we had the previous weeks. You're talking about like, how can we be an ambassador for source consciousness to bring forth that connection back into this world? How can we merge the spirit with the material? How can we bring forth the ancient ways of the heart into the modern day world? One of the ways that we do this is by, being able to create our art, being able to share our art. And our heart, as heartists is this word that I like going back to, the role of the heartist, the person who is connected with their heart, to be able to bring forth the visions of it into this world as art. Like, that in itself is such an important thing, and that is like the medicine that we need, and other people see that, and through sharing our art that is fueled by our fire, it sparks other people's fires. So you can see that, it goes back to this metaphor that, like, and you probably know which one I'm about to talk about, the idea that like a single flame can light a million candles and it doesn't lose its own flame, you know, like it literally just multiplies in that sense. How beautiful of an idea is that? What's the relevance of that within the concept of thinking about how we spread inspiration? For you to inspire someone else, for you to compliment for someone else, for you to literally go out of your way today, keep this in mind, think of this as like a little shift mission for you today. Go out of your way today and look for the ways in which you can compliment someone. Look for the ways in which you can kindle someone else's fire through expressing gratitude, through expressing love. It may not seem like a big idea, but it is. And it can be incredibly meaningful to that person. So think about that. Again, you know, like the idea that as we tend our own fire, as we put ourselves in situations that are going to help tend our fire, such as community gatherings and putting ourselves in the support of like-minded people, that's going to help billow our fire, which is going to help beat our drum, which is going to help us create our art, which is going to help us inspire others, which is going to help them inspire others, which is going to continue the ripple, and that in itself is the objective. That in itself is the mission, to be able to ignite the spark inside of us. And so I feel like that is really the big, you know, at its core, like that's why I feel like this card is incredibly relevant. And again, tying this back in with the idea that like World Free Hugs Day is coming up July 18th, but of course the idea is that, you know, we're doing World Free Hugs Day, but we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going, you know, like right, like well beyond like World Free Hug Day. We're just focusing on World Free Hug Day because it's my birthday as a catalyst. And then what we're going to do, we're going to actually, this is a side note, but we're going to create like people who are involved with World Free Hugs Days. I'm going to be looking to create like a World Free Hug squad. And so people who are involved with that, we're going to create like a separate chat and we're going to keep like that going, right? But think about the idea of doing free hugs, right? You go out and you do free hugs. Why are we doing that? We're creating this connection of compassion. We're creating this like moment of meaningful connection. And we're also kindling the fire. We're also kindling the heart. We're sparking the flame. We're tending to the heart. It's like this inner work that is being expressed through external action. So it's a very, very magical thing that we are doing. And again, I think like the experience of this reality is being able to see the magic that is hidden in plain sight, being able to see the magic that is within our actions that we sometimes overlook through the simplicity of it. You know, it's just like, you know, like complimenting people. Yeah, you know, like I guess, right? Like it's, you know, people like compliments and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you know, that's cool. But yeah, on an energetic level, on a spiritual level, we are tenders of the flame. We are keepers of the flame. And so it is literally our duty to put our intentions outside of ourselves so that we can serve others, so that we can be able to assist in them kindling their flame, realizing that there's a value in that, and realizing that as much as we do that for others, we will receive that as well. And there will be times when we will need that. You know, there are times where we literally experience the places within our journey where we go into those caves of darkness, where we go into those periods of like, you know, self-doubt and everything like that. And think about how meaningful it is when a stranger or friend comes up to you and they're just like, hey, you know, like, I just want to tell you that you're really appreciated. And I want to tell you that I believe in your journey, and that I think you're incredibly brave, and I think you're incredibly compassionate, and you're strong-willed, and I know that whatever you're going through right now is going to make you stronger. It is exactly what you need so that you can continue to grow, so that your story will be able to help assist others in more ways than you may even know, but it's important. And I want you to keep going, and I want you to be strong, and I want you to know that you are loved, and pass this on. You know, so it's a very powerful idea when you think about the idea of like, what does the flame do? You know, it ignites, it catches on to things. So inspiration, much like, you know, the imagery of flame spreading through a forest fire, which again, you know, a forest fire, like it's, you know, people think like, oh, that's a bad thing, but sometimes forest fires are necessary. But again, more so just like the imagery of like the flame catching on, inspiration catches on, art catches on, you know, motivation, vision, just like that higher wisdom can catch on. So what happens when we become the ace of flames? What happens when we make it our duty to carry our flame, to kindle our fire, to beat our heart, and to help others do the same? By them hearing our heartbeat, it goes back to the flame and it helps their fire get kindled. So that's your mission, you know, that's their mission if you choose to accept it. Is to kindle the fire, is to be the ace of flames, and to help spread that light. Literally, again, you know, the flame is light throughout the community, throughout the cosmos, throughout your journey. Every day, every single day is an opportunity for you to be able to help kindle that fire, for you to be able to help be of service to others, for you to be able to make a difference. So our journey is not just our own. obviously. And we grow by helping others grow. Like, it's easy to stay secluded, but when we expand, we bring back the purpose into ourselves, and it just continues to help fuel the fire, which fuels the community, which fuels the team, which fuels us. So it's about being a part of that dyadic cyclone. So, there you go. Again, thank you again, everyone, for participating in this. I saw some comments going. I can't always read them as I'm doing this on Facebook. I apologize, but I'll go back and read those afterwards. And again, I know you guys are getting some value out of this. It really does help when people tell you how important you are. It keeps me here and going more than one time in my lifetime. Thank you, All Love, who left that comment in the Facebook. So again, let's keep in mind, keep in mind, like, almost put yourself in that place. Like, think of those times when you were really sad. Think of how much it would mean to you to have somebody else come up and compliment you or connect with you. Now assume that there's people out there in their day-to-day lives who are feeling the same way you're feeling. You can be that solution. You can be that person who's going to, help them feel a little bit better about themselves. It's a simple thing. It's a complicated thing, but it's a very powerful thing. And even if we're kind of feeling down, think about how much it can actually help us by going out there and helping others. And honestly, like, going back to the free hugs thing, I've experienced this myself. And I've encouraged other people to do this as well. Sometimes when you're feeling down, one of the best things that you can do is actually go and help others. Go volunteer. Go put a smile on someone's face. Go do free hugs. Go create art that other people are going to appreciate. And then you're just like, okay, this isn't too bad, right? I'm remembering my purpose. I'm reconnecting with my flame. This is actually making me inspired. Like, this is giving me a sense of purpose again. I'm helping others. I'm making a difference. So, very cool. So, Aho, thank you so much, team, for being a part of this. So there you go, there's the Ace of Flames. And let's move into a little micro meditation. And again, if you're looking for other tarot card readings, go back and check out the videos on my YouTube channel. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, leave a like, leave a comment. And again, that's a great way to be able to help support the channel as well. So youtube.com/SkullBabylon if you're not already on there. For the people on Facebook, links are up top, ParadigmShiftCentral.com. And of course, huge shout out to our Patreon supporters who help make these videos and content possible for the community. If you value what we do through the Paradigm Shift Central project, I know you do value it. You're obviously tuned in and everything like that, and you want to help support it further. Be sure to check out patreon.com/Brendan Culleton. And when you do, you get your Shifter Booster Kit. And your Shifter Booster Kit comes with your laminated free hug signs, which you can use for World Free Hug Day and beyond. And of course, your shift buttons, which have conscious evoking symbolism on them. And they all have the ParadigmShiftCentral.com website. And these are powerful tools to be able to help assist you on your journey of awakening. Like, literally, like, if you want to spark the flame, these shift buttons are great flame starters. You go up to someone and you connect with them, whether you're doing it as a hug, and you'd be like, here's a gift. Here's like a portal to like a community and a realm of infinite knowledge. And the person will be like, ooh, like, this is exciting, right? So shift buttons are a great way to be able to help spark the flame. And they were created with that intention. So that's what we're doing here together. And of course, within your Shifter Booster Kit, shameless plug, I got no problem doing it because I'm happy to be able to share these things. Within your Shifter Booster Kit also comes your exclusive Light Guardian Crystal, which again, is like representative of the flame. So take the internal, manifest it, show it externally, and help it be seen and help others connect on that higher level. So much love. Awesome. So again, patreon.com, sign up as a monthly micro contribution. Thank you so much to everyone for being a part of this broadcast. And leave some comments down below. I love you guys. Let's keep this conversation going. Again, what does it mean to be the flame? What does it mean to be the Ace of Flames for you? So, sweet. All right, let's move into our micro meditation. And just invite you to be able to close your eyes in this moment. This meditation will just be a few moments. And let's just, again, use this meditation to integrate and embody what we just heard. So we just heard all these words. I just said a bunch of things. Let's bring it into our hearts. Let's bring it into our flame. Let's embody it. And let's encode it like into our being so that we can continue to carry it with us through the week to come and beyond. So straighten up your spine, relax your shoulders, relax your face. Gently begin by connecting with your breath. Gentle inhales. Gentle exhales. Again, gentle inhales. Gentle exhales. And relax. With each breath, as we continue to breathe and connect with the rhythm of our breath, imagine you slowly, gently, your breath being the oxygen that fuels your fire. So imagine in this moment that you've been sitting around a fireplace, it's late at night, and the fire is slowly dwindling down. It's been going for a few hours, metaphorically speaking. Tie this into your own journey. And so you need to put a little bit more wood on it, a little bit more kindling on it, and you do that. But the kindle has yet to catch flame. And so what do you need to do in this moment? If you just put on more wood, that won't necessarily fix it. So what you need to do is you need to add breath. You need to add oxygen to ignite the flame. So imagine yourself, and again, you're doing this within the vision of the story, but also within your own being. Imagine yourself with each breath, almost putting your face right next to the fire as you gently breathe on it. And maybe you haven't done this physically before, but when you do this, the coals and the embers, they become brighter, they become hotter, and the oxygen gently fuels the fire. So again, with our breath, inhales, exhale verbally as if you're, or vocally as if you're breathing on the flame, just a again, gentle inhale, exhale, continue to do this, and as you do this, visualizing in the story, yet also within your own being, that as you do this, the fire begins to ignite. The fire begins to be fueled by the breath, by the oxygen. And as it does, it catches light. It ignites the kindle. It catches onto the wood. And before you know it, as you continue to breathe like this, the fire that was once dwindling ignites into a full-fledged flame, into a full-fledged fire pit. The wood serves its purpose. The oxygen serves its purpose. The earth serves its purpose. And the fire serves its purpose. And yet it is only through our intentional breath that this entire cycle is made possible. And so as we breathe in this moment, literally throughout your day, think about how with each breath you are kindling your fire. You are igniting your flame. For you must be your own flame keeper. For you must tend to your own source as much as it can be tended by others, yet you are responsible. It is up to you to be aware, to check in. What is my flame looking like today? What is it feeling like today? And if you need to, just spend a few moments, like we are in this meditation, to imagine yourself with each breath gently kindling, adding oxygen, adding fuel to your fire. And so as you do this, as you breathe here, visualizing the fire at the base of your root, at the base of your spine, and with a breath, even with your breath in, you imagine this fire rising up through the back, up through the spine, up through your stomach, up through your core. And as it does, connect it with your heartbeat in this moment. Dun, 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 dun. And you feel the drum being ignited. You feel the drum, the rhythm of it, pulsating as a result of the flames, the embers striking it. Dun, 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 dun. And again, the rhythm of your heart that carries throughout your entire body. It creates a cycle which continues to fuel the flame. It creates a sound which continues to move our very being, which continues to move our voice, which continues to move our vision. As you visualize the full cycle moving up from root, up to heart, past the throat, up to brow, into crown, back down again. With each breath, imagining this full cycle, all of which is begun with the flame. So if you find yourself at times maybe fatigued, if you find yourself tired, you can always turn to the flame. Check in. Does it need tending to? Does it need kindling? Can you add more oxygen? Can you add more wood? What is wood a metaphor for? Maybe wood is small acts of compassion for yourself and others. Maybe wood is the art that we are creating. that continues to ignite the fire even more, that continues to allow it to burn as bright as it can. So feed your fire. Feed your fire. It is your fire to feed. And in doing so, you create a spark that can continue to be shared with others through purpose, through devotion, through sincerity, and through compassion. And that is how we help change the world, as simply as it is. So continuing to breathe here, deep, gentle inhales, gentle exhales. Continuing to breathe. And so, as the keeper of our own flame, let us remember how this all began. As we tend to the source of who we are, as we realize that the flame is just an echo of the stars. For what is a star but the exploding infinite fire that resides within each and every single one of us, that continues to rise us higher? And so as the flame of our root beats the heart of our drum, let this rhythm remind us of where we come from. An ancient story of eons past, of dimensions beyond this, in which our story continues to last. As time folds in on itself, we remember the lessons that we are here to learn. We remember all it is, all the things in which our true heart yearns for. And so, as your flame continues to billow, as your heart continues to beat, allow yourself to change the path with the rhythm of your feet, with the patterns of your hands, with the voices of your minds, with all the keys that you bring forth that help us truly find the treasures hidden in plain sight, the remembrance of who we are, the path in which we are all on, our journey here back into the stars. And so, light guardians and shifters, let us continue to ignite the flame inside all of us as we continue to shine our light. Aho. And so just continue to breathe here, visualizing throughout the rest of your day as much as you choose at any moment, thinking back to the fire inside your roots, and literally knowing that through your imagination, through your focus, when you think about a fire at the base of your root, imagine what it feels like. And then feel it, because it is there, and it is made felt through our focus with it, through our focus on it. So feel the fire that is already there by imagining what it feels like. And that allows you to connect to it. The imagination is a path back to what is already there. It is a path forward to what we wish to create. Never underestimate the power of your imagination, for it is the key to who you are. Take a couple more breaths here, gentle inhales, nice and deep. Feeling that fire, any tingling sensations up the spine and through your body, feeling those embers rising up, moving through your being, the light from the flame expanding through your being, feeling the light moving in to your heart, moving down through your arms, up through your spine, into your head, down through your feet, to your toes, rooting into the earth. You are now a fully remembered, illuminated being. And let you carry this vision with you throughout the rest of your day, throughout the rest of your week, throughout everything that you do, with deep trust, deep courage, and compassion. For everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This is a perfect reality for your perfect growth. Every challenge is an opportunity for us to become more of who we are. Embrace it. Activate it. Feed your flame. Take a couple more breaths here as we gently begin to conclude this meditation. Beautiful. Slowly, at your own pace, gently begin to bring awareness while still maintaining awareness on your breath. Begin to bring awareness back to your physical body. Slowly wiggle your fingers, your hands, your toes. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for once again being a part of this, for being a part of this bigger story, for all the actions that you continue to do, for all the love that you continue to share, and to help spread that light, that flame out into the world. It's very simple, but it's very important, and again, that is why we're here. So the light within me sees and honors the light within you. So thank you guys. So again, we're wrapping up this broadcast, and remember, you are the Ace of Flames. So yes, beautiful. All right, so again, just a quick recap. Be sure to check out more at ParadigmShiftCentral.com. Support on Patreon. Subscribe on YouTube if you aren't yet at Skull Babylon. Look up more videos on there. Leave some comments down below. Add a like to this video. And be sure to join in for World Free Hug Day, July 18th, if you're watching this in the past. But if you're watching in the future, every day is World Free Hug Day, of course. And tune in for future broadcasts on the Paradigm Shift Central Community Project. In particular, coming up this Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have our team roundtable broadcast. And within the roundtable, we'll be talking about some of the things that we did during World Free Hug Day, and of course much more. So you can get involved with that, create your profile on the main ParadigmShiftCentral.com website for free, and yeah, check out more, and please feel free to leave any comments and messages. Message me if you would like to personally. And again, what does the Ace of Flames mean to you? And also, what was the takeaway from this broadcast? Any takeaways that you want to leave from this broadcast? And again, just drop some 1111s if you're feeling inspired. Share this video to help spread the flames. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to continuing to be of service to you, and to continue to know that you are being in service to others. So together we are making an amazing difference in this world. One candle can ignite a million flames. And yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. And until next time, keep it shifty, and we will see you guys in the future. Much love, peace, and wholeness. See you guys soon.